Sanibonani dumelang le bitse la ka ke Mosa wa Gatebe le amohelehile. Welcome if you're new, and thank you for coming back if you're a returning subscriber. If you haven't, please hit the bell notification, the like button and the subscribe button. Be sure to comment and be sure to share this video with girlies that are interested in such information. I make videos on holistic healing. I'm a herbalist and I make videos on self-empowerment as well. So if these are the topics that you are keen in learning more about, you have come to the right place. I sure do hope that you stay and become part of this beautiful growing family. Now, without wasting any more of your time, today's video is going to be quite lengthy, so let's get right into it. Your body and your mind on birth control. On this channel, I speak about the female reproductive organ, how to take care of it, what's normal, what isn't, what you should get checked out, and when to relax, right? But I've never really spoken about birth control. And I've always taken a step back every time I tried making notes about birth control, because I know that a lot of people are going to get their feathers ruffled, and a lot of people are on the fence when it comes to contraceptives, right? So I thought, you know what, last week I didn't drop a video. Let me cook so that when I come back, let's ruffle feathers if we're going to ruffle feathers. So I'm making this video with teenagers in mind, right? Parents of teenage girls in mind, as well as women or ladies that are looking to switch their birth control or are just interested in the different contraceptive methods that are on the market. So I've been on birth control, even if it was for 3 months after giving birth, right? And my experience is still valid. I also did my due diligence when it came to research, both online and in person, by asking the women that surround me if they've been on birth control, why were they on birth control, and which method of contraceptive was it. Estrogen and progesterone are your natural sex hormones. I need you to remember that moving forward. So estrogen, that is made by your beautiful body naturally so, governs ovulation, and this hormone is in charge of making you feel sexy come ovulation time, making you steamy and hot. I've said this before in one of my old videos. Progesterone has a lot to do with nesting. Think about a pregnant woman as she approaches the 9-month mark, right? They get quarts, they wash the infant's clothes, they just want to relax and get ready for birth, right? This same hormone is responsible for closing off the cervix, and this protects the fetus from germs and other infections. These are the different types of birth control, as a lot of us call it, or hormonal contraceptives. Coming in at number 1, hot and heavy, we have Depo. What Depo contains is a synthetic hormone of progesterone, which is called progestin. So the roles of progestin is to thicken your cervical mucus, prohibiting sperm from flowing upwards, and it also stops ovulation from taking place. FYI, if you are in your mid-20s or early 20s and you are on Depo and you'd love to have children someday, you'd love to conceive, please get off Depo, because it can cause infertility in the long run. You are not supposed to use Depo for a long period of time. Number 2, we have intrauterine devices. IUDs like the Mirena contain progestin. Progestin does what again? It thickens the mucus of your cervix, right? This makes sperm immobile, and IUDs can also stop ovulation from taking place. This device lasts up to 10 years after being inserted in the uterus. Coming in at number 3, we have the pill. Let's talk about the combination set of contraceptive pills. This set of pills, I'll put a picture up here, contains both estrogen and progestin, right? Progestin, stick with me now. I hear a lot of women say, even though I'm on the pill, I get my period, when the truth is you do not get your true period when you are on any hormonal contraceptives. I really commend women that are taking the combination pill, because wow, it's a full-time job. You need to take these pills every day at the same time for the whole month. You need to be very committed to not falling pregnant to take the combination pill. What the combination pill does is it stops ovulation, it thickens the cervical mucus, making sperm immobile. It also later on thins the uterine wall, making sure that the egg does not attach. So we have the pill that is a combination set, and then we also have pills that are just progestin. The bleeding that you encounter while you are on the combination set is due to your body reacting, right? Your body is reacting to the hormone-free pill. In that set of pills that you are taking, there is a hormone-free pill. Your body is merely reacting to that. And you need to remember that throughout the month, you've been taking progestin, and progestin has been thickening the lining of your uterus, right? And the moment you introduce a hormone-free pill, your hormones drop, thus inducing a period-like experience, right? It's hormone-free, that's the reason why it's called withdrawal blood. Coming in at number 4, we have the patch, also known as Nexplanon. So the patch is placed on your shoulder, right? And it releases a daily dose of hormones, and these are the same thing as the combination pill. The only difference is that these hormones, well, the synthetic hormones, estrogen and progesterone, are absorbed are released from the skin and absorbed into the bloodstream. Coming in at number 5, we have the arm implant. So the arm implant will go right where the patch would also be placed, right? And what's mind-blowing about the arm implant is how tiny it is. It's literally the size of a matchstick. Imagine how this tiny thing can ruin your life. So an arm implant contains only progestin. So this progestin thins the lining of your of the uterus, right? And prevents ovulation. It also immobilizes sperm. Last but not least, coming in at number 6, we have the lube or the vaginal ring. The lube contains both synthetic hormones, estrogen and progestin, and this prohibits ovulation from taking place. It also thickens the cervical mucus, immobilizing sperm. Before we wrap up, let's talk about hormonal birth control and stress. Did you know that women on birth control, hormonal birth control that is, are highly likely to have higher levels of cortisol than women that are on a natural cycle? The reason why your body goes into stress when you are on hormonal birth control is because, remember, you are introducing a man-made hormone into your body. So what happens is, naturally, estrogen and progesterone are signalers, right? They're like broadcasters. They sending messages. And then we have receptors. Estrogen broadcasts to an estrogen receptor, progesterone, broadcasts to a progesterone receptor. It's only natural that it happens that way. So when you introduce a hormonal birth control, say for instance progestin, or maybe even a combination set of pills that is man-made, the receptors, the signalers and the receptors in your body, well, the receptors in this case are on some, oh, it looks like estrogen and progestin. Progestin might be calling estrogen on some, estrogen, come take a look at this. And then they both decide to hold on to the progestin. What happens to your body? Or when progestin is active at a time where ovulation is supposed to take place, right? We know that estrogen is in charge of ovulation. So when events take place in your body when they're not supposed to be taking place, it will definitely cause stress in the human body. Because we know in the menstrual cycle, there are phases in the cycle where you need to sleep more, where you have energy more. So if you are not going to have energy more, or you're basically misfiring, honestly, you're basically misfiring, and that's the reason why it causes stress. Let's talk about moods. Women on the pill in particular have trouble with their moods, right? They feel everything more intensely. Sometimes their moods are so intolerable. That's the reason why you find women switching from one birth control to the next in hopes to feel better and still not conceive. So birth control not only immobilizes sperm or thins the uterine lining, but it affects the part in your brain called the amygdala. The amygdala is responsible for regulating emotions like fear, anxiety, and anger. So ladies, yes, being unable to regulate your emotions is one of the side effects that the pill comes with. And you are highly likely to be put on antidepressants months after you taking the pill, right? Because in the long run, your body or your brain has the inability to regulate what you are feeling, as opposed to a person that's cycling naturally. Wow. So in closing, let's talk about why women are highly likely to act weird while they are on birth control. So I need you to inspect your love life, right? If you have been on birth control and you've been off it, and yeah, I need you to make a comparison between the two. So let's take it back to school. We have androgens. Androgens are a group of hormones that influence the growth of the reproductive system, the male reproductive system. Androgens is testosterone, right? And this makes men muscular. However, we know females to have a small amount of testosterone as well. Majority of the hormonal birth control we find on our market today is androgenetic, right? Meaning that it has progestin and testosterone that makes its consumers act a tad bit more masculine than what they would normally act like. Have you ever wondered why you are more aggressive when you are on birth control as opposed to you not being on birth control? Why you are highly likely to pick a man that is softer and maybe a yes man when you are on birth control? It's because of the progestin in the birth control that you are consuming. So yes, my beautiful lovelies, birth control can affect the way you conduct yourself in relationships. Not only that, but it also plays a role in who you deem as sexually attractive. When you are on birth control, when you're on birth control that doesn't make you ovulate, it doesn't allow your body to release the hormone that makes you feel sexy and makes you a damsel in distress. That's the reason why people that are on birth control are highly likely to go for gents that are softer, right? Whereas women that are not on birth control actually like men that are more masculine, that are more tall, that have a deeper voice, like common spec, basically. That's what women that are not on birth control go for. In closing, ladies, beautiful beings, my loves, you cannot get onto birth control to balance your hormones. Birth control does not balance your hormones. It switches off your natural hormones and it puts you in a chemical menopause. So yeah, it's not gonna help you in the long run. It's not it. My beautiful loves, I have said a mouthful. I hope I have shed some light on what birth control actually does in your body and in your mind, right? I didn't even touch on what it does to you down there, how it can decrease your sex drive because it affects your estrogen and it makes you dry down there, you know. Birth control does cause a lot of damage in the human body, but yeah, you can read more about it. You can tell me what your experiences were or are with birth control right now. If it works for you, I'm totally happy for you. I know a lot of women have been using it since they were teenagers. Also, that's quite questionable because you don't know what you are like off birth control. I don't know, man. Do you know what you are like on birth control for you to use it as a mood stabilizer? You know, there's just so much that goes into picking birth control and the reason why people use it. And yeah, thank you for staying right till the end of the video. Please don't forget to comment in the comment section down below and tell me what your experiences were. Please do